guys, this is a real treat. This is Kate Powers. She started her track and field career right here where you guys are, your age, right around your age. I know Kate because she did track and field with my daughter Maggie, who's a couple of years older. They were teammates, and now Kate is in college and pursuing an education as well as going for the gold, right? So anyways, this is a real treat. Here is Kate Powers from the University of Kentucky.
Hey guys, how we doing? Great. Good? You have a good day on the field? Do a lot of running? Are you tired? A little bit? A little bit, that's okay. So my name's Kate, like Miss Allen said. I graduated from the high school in 2022, so 2 years ago. I officially started doing track my freshman year. Growing up, I played a lot of different sports. I played softball, I played basketball, I played volleyball in high school as well. I did soccer a little bit, so I tried a little bit of everything before I finally found track. I started the spring of my freshman year, and I kind of tried out a bunch of different events, which I assume a lot of you also do. I ran a little bit. I high jumped, believe it or not, but when I found throwing, I really felt like it was something I connected with, so I started to pursue that. And my brothers actually were on the track team at the same time as me, and they're the ones that actually taught me how to throw, which is kind of cool. So I did all 4 years doing track in high school, and then my senior year of high school, I committed to the University of Kentucky to pursue my education and to also be on the track and field team there. Last year was my freshman year, and unfortunately I didn't compete last year. I did something that's called redshirting, so you don't travel or compete with the team, you just practice all the time, you don't go to any meets. And that was really hard on me because like a lot of you, I assume, I really love to compete and I love playing the sport, so it was hard to just stay home and kind of be from the sidelines. And this past year was my first year actually competing. I ended up qualifying for the NCAA championships, which is the National Collegiate Championships for track and field. I came in 9th place. I was the youngest in my field. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. I felt very grateful to be doing that. And then I found out a couple days after the National Championships that I had also qualified for the Olympic trials. How many of you have been watching the Olympics this week? Pretty cool, right? So that was just a dream come true of mine to go. The people who qualify for the Olympic trials are top 24 in the entire country. So it's pretty cool when you think about it that I was top 24 out of all of these professional throwers who've been throwing for almost as long as I've been alive, which is crazy to think about. So I was just so grateful to be in that field, and I just felt so happy to be able to compete with all these people who actually ended up going to Paris. So I competed at that meet. I came in 20th, which it wasn't my best meet, but I still felt very proud about the fact that I was still able to go and compete. And that was the end of my season. And then I had just come home and I was training for a little bit, and I unfortunately ended up getting injured, as you can see with the boot. But it's part of the game, and something that I've learned being in this sport is you kind of have to be prepared for everything, and it happens when you least expect it, but I also think that everything happens for a reason, so you just kind of have to persevere through the hard times and just know that it's going to be better on the other side. And I'm just so happy to be here with all of you because, you know, I started what I would call my track career when I was your age, and you know, now I'm here, I'm almost 20 years old, and I've been to the Olympic trials, and it's just cool for this full circle moment to be here with all of you. So I'm really happy to see all of you today. Does anyone have any immediate questions that they would like to ask me?
Oh, great. Got a question right over here.
How did you break your foot?
So I was actually throwing. I'm a hammer thrower. I should have said that earlier, but I'm a hammer thrower. Do any of you know what the hammer throw is?
Yeah,
you watched it?
My mom's least favorite.
Oh, okay. It's her least favorite one. Well, it is very dangerous. Come to find out, it is very dangerous. So I was throwing, and my foot kind of got stuck in between the front of the ring and on my other foot. So my ankle ended up snapping, unfortunately. And I was taken to the hospital. I had surgery that day, and that was about 5 weeks ago. But the recovery is going really well. I actually have a titanium plate in my ankle now, so I'm like half robot, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so recovery's going well. Hopefully I should be walking in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, it was a little bit scary, as you guys can probably guess. But I think it was definitely a blessing in disguise, and I think good things are going to come out of it. And it really makes you be more appreciative of just small things like walking around and being able to move your body, like stuff like that I miss so much. So it makes me not take it for granted. Do you have a question?
Do you have a message for people that want to be at the Olympics for track and field?
I would say at your age, definitely just try a lot of things, you know, like play different sports, figure out what you like, what you don't like. I would say stay in school, listen to your parents, do all the good things, and just work hard and just do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, if it's something that you're passionate about, and you work hard, I truly believe that you're going to be successful at it. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing, like sport, besides like track and field stuff?
I would say that my favorite sport besides track and field is volleyball. I played volleyball in high school, actually. We won the state championship title when I was a senior. So the fall of 2021, we won the state championship title. I was the state player of the year too, so that was pretty cool. So that was definitely my favorite sport to play, other than track. It was hard to decide which one I wanted to pursue.
What's your least favorite?
My least favorite sport overall, or to play or to watch?
To play.
To play, I'm not a huge fan of soccer. I'm gonna be honest, just because I'm not a big runner. You know, I can't move too fast. That's why I decided to throw. So, but I have a lot of respect for soccer players because you need a lot of endurance to be doing that. Yes, Mr. Dell.
How much time do you have to put in to competing at like the Division I level?
It's a lot. I say all the time that this is my full-time job, especially when you're in season. You're doing 3 hours a day practicing, and then plus all the travel that you have to do. So I was gone 3 days a week traveling for competitions, at least 3 to 5 days a week. And then some days you have 2 days you're practicing, or two times a day that you're practicing. So it's a lot. I would say it's probably around 30 hours a week. And a lot of the times actually we would hop off the plane, get back to Kentucky, and we would go right in the weight room, hopping off the plane, just because there's not a lot of time that you can waste when you're training. So it's definitely a full-time commitment. It's a lot less time when you're off season in the fall. There's a lot of like rules and limitations about how much you can technically be practicing with athletics, but it takes up a lot of time. So you really have to. It's something you have to be passionate about, and I love it. So all the work that I have to do, it makes it so much easier just because I have so much fun doing it.
Is there much difference between the indoor and the outdoor? Some are affected by weather, but.
So event-wise, yeah. There's no hammer indoors. The indoor counterpart to the hammer is the weight throw. And the difference between the two of those is the indoor weight, it's 20 pounds and it's on a shorter chain, just because it goes a lot less far because you're inside. And then the outdoor hammer is on a long wire, and it's 4 kilograms, so just under 9 pounds. So it's a lot lighter, it goes a lot farther. The shot put is pretty similar. The rings are a little bit different. And indoors you throw like what's more similar to a rubber ball versus you throw the metal ball outdoor. There's no discus indoors. There's no javelin indoors. So there's a few differences, but the training carries over from indoor to outdoor, so there's not a lot of changes that you have to make in terms of that. Yeah.
Does hammer relate to like the hammer throw when you're doing?
Like actually, no, it's a lot different because the hammer throw, You do 4 heel turns in the ring and let it go, and you're like holding it out with your arms extended like this. And then the discus, you kind of, that's the one people think is kind of a frisbee. You throw it out like that. And then the javelin's the long spear, and the shot put's just the ball that you press up to your neck.
I hope you feel better for good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Yeah.
So when you said like in your freshman year you didn't go to any like meets,
Mhm.
like does that mean when you go to meets you do all the events or only one?
So most of the people on the team have like a specialty. So I pretty much only throw hammer and weight. So that's the only event I do for the most part. But there's some people who do all of the events, or just some do a lot, and then some specialize in specific ones. So I'm more of like a specialty thrower, but that's not the case for everyone. Yeah.
What's your best throw in?
So my PR in the hammer is 65, 72, and that's in meters, and that translates to about 215 feet.
Wow, how long is that? Like
It would,
where does it go from?
from that?
Yeah.
Probably
The end zone to end zone is 300 feet.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
Probably like the 70-yard mark.
To that other end zone over there.
Right around the 70-yard mark would be where it landed on my best day. Not saying that it would be that every time, but on my best day, probably around 70 yards.
you get first when you did that.
I did not get first when I did that. There are a lot of people who have been throwing a lot farther than, a lot longer than I have. So I think what won nationals this year was 230 feet. And the people at the Olympics throw like 250, 260. So they're throwing a lot farther than I am. So there's a lot of work to do. Yeah.
When you don't have your best day, how do you stay in the game and how do you recover and make sure that the next day is a better day?
I talk to my coach a lot about like the struggles that I'm feeling, because I feel like talking about it just makes it a lot easier to work through, and I trust him with all of my training, so just hearing his feedback is very helpful for me. And I just know that one bad day doesn't define me, and at the end of the day, I am more than my sport. So like, even if I have a bad day on the track or in the ring, like I still know that like I'm a good person and I'm a good friend, and like there's people around me that love me. So the support system really helps pick me up after the bad days. And also something that I find really helpful when I have a bad day is getting back into training and making those adjustments just for a peace of mind, like knowing that I can still do this, and that just because I had one bad day doesn't mean that I'm a bad athlete or anything like that. So I definitely want to try to get back into the ring as soon as I can after a bad day, to just have my own peace of mind.
What was your team's name?
We're the Kentucky Wildcats. So that's all the mascot for the whole university.
Wasn't one of your sprinters a gold medalist the other day?
Yeah, Masai Russell, she competed collegiately for 4 years. She graduated last year, and she had just won the gold medal at the Paris Olympics in the 100-meter hurdles. So,
For USA?
yeah, for USA. Pretty cool, right?
And for Kentucky.
Yeah, and for Kentucky. Good name for the school. So, yeah, we had a lot of people from Kentucky actually competing in the Olympics. In the 100-meter hurdle final alone, we had 3 people who train at Kentucky. So first place, we got a 3rd place, and then I think the other person got 6th place. Out of, I think there were 8 people in the field. Yeah, out of the whole world. So that's pretty crazy to think about. Yeah.
How much longer until you'll be able to take your boots?
So I think in about 2 weeks I should be able to take it off and walk, hopefully, depending on what the doctors in Kentucky say. And then in 6 weeks I should be radiographically healed. So on the x-ray it's not going to show the break anymore. So boot off hopefully in 2 weeks, but we'll see. And then they tell me that I should be back to training 100% around early October. So not too long of a recovery, luckily.
Did any of your teams do a relay race?
Yeah, we do a lot of relay races actually. At every single meet we run a men's and women's 4x100 and a men's and women's 4x400. So a lot of relays get run at Kentucky. Anyone else have any questions?
You talked a lot about all the hard work you have to do, but part of being an athlete is being on a team, right? And so you probably spend a lot of time with your teammates. So when you guys aren't competing, what's your favorite thing to do with your teammates to have fun?
Oh. We spend a lot of time at each other's houses. So just like team bonding is really important. Because at the end of the day, like your family, like our coach says a lot of the times, like you're going to war with these people. Like you go to a meet and it's you're fighting to score all these points. So a lot of us like to just hang out and just chill because it's so busy during the weeks that as soon as you get some time off, you kind of just want to relax and sit down. There's a lot of cool things to do in Kentucky. Kentucky is where the horses are found, so we go to the horse track a lot and dress up. The guys wear suits and the girls wear dresses, and that's a fun experience. There's also, it's called Red River Gorge, where you can go jumping off a rock into the water. So that's fun, especially when it's hot out.
Largest cave in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's some fun things to do, but a lot of the time we're just at each other's houses, spending time together, cracking jokes, all that fun stuff. I'm very lucky. We have a really good team. We all get along really well. So it definitely makes training a lot easier when you're going through the hard times with people you really love and care about. Yeah.
What do you study?
So I'm a human health science major. So that's basically like I'm learning about like science and chemistry and biology and like how the human body works. And after graduation and after hopefully my professional career, I'd like to go to physician assistant school and pursue that for 2 years. So that's the plan right now. But you kind of just, like I said earlier, you have to be prepared for change because you never know how long you're going to be in the situation you are. So I know that my plan might change, and I'm okay with that if that ends up happening. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite dessert you like to do?
My favorite dessert. I love a good skillet cookie, I won't lie. Have you guys had skillet cookies before? Delicious. In the cast iron, that's good. A good cookie is, you can never go wrong with a good cookie. So, yeah.
What is your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza? I like sausage and onion. I like vegetables on my pizza. I know that's a controversial opinion, but yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
Why are you asking?
A wildcat, hopefully.
Gosh, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to say. I love pandas. I think they're really cute. I think that would be my favorite. When I saw them at the zoo, I feel like they really spoke to me. Yeah.
Were you on TV at the Olympic Trials?
I was on TV at the Olympic Trials. I think it was streamed on ESPN. So I was on TV for a little bit. I got some clips from some of my friends.
Is that Eugene or is that
Yeah. So
everybody's in Eugene, right?
yeah. So NCAA's are at Hayward Field in Eugene, and then 2 weeks later I was back in Eugene for the Olympic Trials. So it's nice because all the major U.S. outdoor championships are at the same track. So it's like familiar territory, and you don't have to be nervous about going in and not knowing what you expect because a lot of them are run very similarly. So I wasn't too nervous going into the Olympic Trials just because I knew how they were going to run that meet because I was just there 2 weeks before.
Hey, we got one question way back here.
Yes, Sarah.
How important is it to do well in school and perform in addition to being really good at your sport?
It's important for a lot of different reasons. One of the biggest is that there's actually a GPA requirement at school. So if you're not doing well in your classes, you're not going to be able to travel, which no one wants to do that. So, and it's also important because there's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to do your sport anymore. You know you get old and you just grow out of it. So you have to be able to pursue your academic career as well as your athletic career so that when your athletics is over, you can also have a real profession. So that's one of the reasons it's really important to stay in school and do your work and all that fun stuff that I'm sure all of you just love to do, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just love school.
Yeah, school's great.
Yeah, school's the best, right? I love school.
I love school.
You gotta be doing good in school so that you can play your sport. Even in high school and middle school, you have to be doing good in your classes so that you can play your sport. So it's really important. they won't even let you play if your grades are bad. Can you believe that, guys?
Yeah,
So,
yes.
what the heck? But you have to make sure you're doing good in school.
That roll. Get out of here.
All right, we will take
Oh.
one more question. This guy right here.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Yeah, guys. So everybody first, round of applause for Kate. Thank you.
So I tried a little bit of everything.
Kate Powers was a student athlete superstar while at Hopkinton High School. Some of her accomplishments include winning a girls volleyball state championship and breaking countless records with the shot put. Kate recently joined the Parks and Recreation Youth Track and Field Camp to talk with the young athletes about her experience in high school and at Kentucky University.
And then I had just come home and I was training for a little bit, and I unfortunately ended up getting injured, as you can see with the boot. But it's part of the game, and something that I've learned being in this sport is you kind of have to be prepared for everything, and it happens when you least expect it, but I also think that everything happens for a reason, so you just kind of have to persevere through the hard times and just know that it's going to be better on the other side. And I'm just so happy to be here with all of you because, you know, I started what I would call my track career when I was your age, and, you know, now I'm here, I'm almost 20 years old, and I've been to the Olympic trials, and it's just cool for this full circle moment to be here with all of you. So I'm really happy to see all of you today. Does anyone have any immediate questions that they would like to ask me?
Oh, great. Got a question right over here.
How did you break your
So I was actually throwing. I'm a hammer thrower. I should have said that earlier, but I'm a hammer thrower. Do any of you know what the hammer throw is?
Yeah,
you watched it?
My mom's least favorite.
Oh, okay. It's
Because
her
she
least
thinks
favorite
it's
one.
very dangerous.
Well, it is very dangerous. Come to find out, it is very dangerous. So I was throwing, and my foot kind of got stuck in between the front of the ring and on my other foot. So my ankle ended up snapping, unfortunately. And I was taken to the hospital. I had surgery that day, and that was about 5 weeks ago. But the recovery is going really well. I actually have a titanium plate in my ankle now, so I'm like half robot, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so recovery's going well. Hopefully I should be walking in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, it was a little bit scary, as you guys can probably guess. But I think it was definitely a blessing in disguise, and I think good things are going to come out of it. And it really makes you be more appreciative of just small things like walking around and being able to move your body, like stuff like that I miss so much. So it makes me not take it for granted.
What are some of the coolest or some of your most favorite venues that you've competed at?
I think Hayward Field obviously is one of them, just because it's such a famous track, and it holds a lot of memories there. And I would also say the indoor Arkansas track is one of my favorites. Indoor SECs were held there, and we also had a different meet, and obviously the Hopkinton track, you know, just so many fond memories of being here, and this is where it all started, so those are my favorites.
And what award have you won at Kentucky so far that you're most proud of, or a record that you set?
I won SEC Freshman of the Week after Drake Relays, so that was pretty fun. Being a second team All-American after NCAAs was also really cool, and breaking the freshman record again at NCAAs was very special, just because it's such a big venue, and you know, it's really kind of an either do or die moment, and I feel like I rose to the occasion, and I was really proud of that performance. So I think that was my favorite record that I broke.
All right, and what's it like being back here with the kids today?
It's great. I mean, I'm just so happy that they asked me to be here, and I was able to talk to them. It's just such a full circle moment being back here again. So, and I just want to give back all I can, because this town and this community and this track program has given me so much. Like, I can never fully repay them. So just doing stuff like this, it's small in comparison to all that they gave me. So, Bud, what's your name?
Jackson.
Hi, Jackson. Did you have fun at camp today?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
The part where I ran the sprint.
You ran the sprints? Did you win the sprint?
That way.
I bet you did. You seem pretty fast. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Gavin.
Gavin. Did you have fun at camp today?
Yeah.
Do you have a question? Or was everything fully answered in the presentation? Okay, good. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Dylan.
Do you have fun today?
Yep.
Do you play any other? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, I totally did. Totally did.
I ran in the tin one.
Do you play other sports? You're very tall.
I play basketball, soccer, baseball.
Oh my gosh, you're trying it all.
Yeah.
This table's soft.
This table's soft? Yeah, it is a little soft. Where would you like me to sign on your shirt? Do you want to come stand next to me so I can do it? What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob. You're the one asking what time it was every 3 seconds, right?
Yep.
Okay, I know what time it is now.
Yes. What time is it?
Oh yeah, go with the backwards. Actually, you were rocking
I read the clock with my mind. Can you believe that? I have superpowers.
You're wrong.
Kate with the superpowers. Hi. How are you?
Maybe you gotta do a little spin act.
Yep.
Just right here, is that okay?
Yep.
Are you still running fast, Sam? I remember you from last year.
I mean, I'm trying to do long distance.
That is very impressive.